Hello, beautiful people. Welcome once again to In and Out with Rubbertainer, a podcast where we go in, we go out, we talk about it all. Happy New Month to you. This is the first episode, which is episode 6 in the month of August. Yes, so this is the 6th episode, actually, but the first that we are dropping in this month of August. Happy New Month to you all. August, the year 2025 is a beautiful month, and hopefully, wishing you the very, very best. A very big thank you to everyone that have been watching, supporting with their likes, their comments, that have been subscribed, and also those that have their notification turned on. And this is an avenue for me to say that please, if you are just meeting us for the very first time, kindly help us subscribe, like, comment, and at the same time turn on your notification button so you can be the very first to hear. Of course, they call me the Africa's #1 ring announcer, Rubbertainer. Yeah, Africa's #1 ring announcer right here. I'm your host, Emmanuel Fajuito, and we're reaching you live from Lagos City, Nigeria, Africa. Welcome to another special, beautiful episode once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful month, and this month promises to be great here. We have a whole lot of stuff installed for you, or rather we have a whole lot of fresh topics, fantastic conversations, and guess what? We are metamorphosing. We are moving forward. Yeah, so let me use that. We are moving forward in and out with Rubbertainer. So far so good. We've promised you all that we'll be giving you quality content, and thank you so very much for sticking with us, for sharing, for liking, for commenting. Welcome once again to this episode 6. I'm super excited because today what we are discussing today is something that is quite bold, something quite exceptional, and something that you will definitely love. So let's just dive right into it. The last time we spoke about the last episode, we spoke about dating, Gen Z versus the millennials, Gen Z versus Gen X. We spoke about the scope of dating and all of that, and we saw all the comments. Thank you so very much once again. Welcome. So this episode today, we'll be talking about something very beautiful, something magical, like like my friends would say, something magical. So today we're talking about something that is well known in African homes, and if properly used, is a great tool of upliftment. If not properly used, is a tool that can drag one down the drain. And ladies and gentlemen, the topic for today is the black tax. The black tax, baby. Yeah, the black tax, aka billing. Anyway, today we're talking about the black tax here, and I'm super excited to bring this topic to you because this is something that must have been bothering a whole lot of people, and because of wokeness, people don't want to talk about it, or rather, because of wokeness, people have effrontery to hold this topic heads on. So for those that are not Africans that are watching, yes, so the black tax is a thing in the African community. And let me put you up to speed to that. So the black tax refers to financial responsibility that is often felt by a black professional or a black successful person who is obliged with the responsibility of lifting other siblings and family members. Yes, so it's more like this often happens among the poor settings. The concept of black tax is very straightforward. Black tax is the financial responsibility that is placed on a family member that is gaining financial stability. He is saddled with the responsibility to cater for his siblings, to cater for his parents, to cater for every family member, more like someone that is in a ditch, but now he's out of the ditch. He must lift every other family member out of the ditch. And this is more like a long-term occurrence in African homes, especially Africans in diaspora, and also even the Africans that are still resident in Africa. This is a very big deal among us here in Africa. And that is why in Nigeria, you hear words like, he left home to feed home. Yes, stuff like that. So the black tax is something that, if properly used right, chances are it can elevate the family from poverty, or can actually shift the family's financial status from a certain low income to an high-end income. Yeah. But if not properly used, if not carefully used, it can actually sink both the new money. Yeah, let me call the person that is now getting financially free. Let me call him the new money. It can actually sink the new money. So today we'll talk about the black tax. Now, looking at it from a typical African angle, if you look at Africa, we are cultural people, we are family people, we're family oriented. And that is why in Africa, you see a father and mother raise their kids and tell them that you all are support systems for yourself. So it's more like an African thing. It's like an African thing where your parents will imbibe that into you, that you all are support systems for yourself. And now, growing up with that mentality, your income is upscaling. The moment you begin to upscale, you are therefore, it's like a default setting, because it's something you've known all your life, that the moment you make it, you have to help your family members, your brothers, your sisters. You have to take up the responsibilities, and you have to pay school fees, pay rent, and at the same time you say have your old age parent that you must take care of. So that's why you see vast majority of Africans that are in diaspora. If you check out the funds that has been sent back home, you will discover that it's not only in millions of dollars but billions of dollars. And this as a result of what is called the black tax. Bear in mind that the black tax is not a legal tax. No, it's just labeled the black tax just for the sole purpose of you getting financially free and then uplifting your family. But guess what? This black tax, if not properly used, like I said, if not properly utilized, chances are the person that is getting financial freedom can go back on the ground if you outdo yourself trying to lift family members. But guess what? We've had conversations around parents seeing their kids as, in Africa, some of the parents, or most parents, see their kids as a means to financial freedom. Or rather, they see their kids as, most parents see their kids as an investment. Now, when I say investment, talking about parents investing in their children financially, to educate them, to give them quality education, to give them the kind of life that the parent does not have. And some of the time, this thing comes with sacrifices. So today we're going to be looking at the black tax from 3 points of views. We'll check it out from the point of view of a parent. We'll check it out from the point of view of an African parent. We'll check it out from the point of view of the benefactor of parental support. That is, you are now the person the parents are supporting and hoping that one day you're going to uplift the family. And then we'll also look at it from the aspect of other family members that are benefiting from black tax. Hello guys, Africa's #1 ring announcer, Rubbertainer, is right here. In case you've been enjoying all our content on InAndOut with Rubbertainer, please kindly like, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, turn on your notification button. So let me start with the parent. We all know that Africa is a continent that is richly blessed when it comes to natural resources. Oftentimes, we are faced with the problem of bad leadership. That is not a new thing in Africa, bad leadership. But now, a whole lot of people live in some certain way in Africa. I don't want to use the word poor, but at least most people in Africa, a large number of people in Africa don't really have that funds when it comes to finances. So now, and there is need for them to start bringing forth children, to start a family, because here in Africa we believe that family is everything. So now a father and mother comes together start having kids. Now, when the kids start growing, the father and mother wants them to have a better life. They strive to give them quality education. Now, some of the time you see these parents, African parents to be precise, they make a whole lot of sacrifices. They take chances, and sometimes some of them even stall their own personal dreams and ambition just so that their children can have a brighter tomorrow. Now, they make those sacrifices with the mindset and belief that these children one day will get to take good care of me. That is where black tax comes in play. Now, they have that mindset that these children will definitely take good care of me when I come of age, when I'm aged, yeah. And then when that time comes, the child is expected to definitely reciprocate the kind gesture that the parents have given to him while growing up, or her while growing up. So this kind of like places a responsibility on the shoulder of the African child. So that is why even from when the children are very little, you see African parents tell the eldest one anytime they are going out that, come on boy, you are the eldest, we're going out, take good care of your siblings. Indirectly, you've already saddled that young child with the responsibility of making sure he's taking proper care of his or her siblings. And that, once you keep doing that, it becomes a lifestyle, it becomes the way of life for that child. Now, the African parents are now pouring their youthful moments, their youthful energy, their youthful productivity. Bear in mind that the youthful time is your most productive season. They are pouring all of that into the child, having the belief that this child is an investment for my brighter tomorrow. Now, we leave the parent side. Now, let's talk about you. We have seen it happen here in Africa where, let's say, the parent have like 3 children. You have 3 children. And then you can't afford to pay proper education for the 3 kids. And we've seen it happen here where the parents will ask 2 other kids to stop their education so that their first child could finish university or something. And then when that happens, that child automatically is like the gateway to breaking forth from poverty for the family. Now, when that child eventually graduates from university, he is already saddled with the responsibility of taking care of his siblings. So he must get a job and start paying school fees for the siblings, and at the same time fulfilling his obligation as a child by taking good care of his parent financially. Please don't let's forget financially. Now, in the scope of things, we have seen it happen when you look at some African footballers. Recently, my very good friend, former African best footballer Victor Osimhen, granted an interview and mentioned, spoke about how people look at African footballers, especially Africans, helping them to calculate their money, forgetting that some of them still have lot of family members that they have to take care of and take out of poverty. So at the end of the day, he said, I think he said in that interview that at the end of the day, you will discover that what you have is not truly yours. And that is the reality of whoever it is at the receiving, whoever it is that is receiving that is what it is for, that is exactly how it is for whoever is saddled with the responsibility to uplift the family, because whatever it is that you have is not truly yours. Now, we have spoken about the parental angle to this. We have spoken about the person that is benefiting from the parents' struggles and hustles. Now, let's talk about the remaining family members that have halted their life, that have placed their life on hold just because the parents said, you know what, you have to wait. Let's get through with your brother or sister's education. A whole lot of people experience this, and it has caused setbacks in life for some people. So now let's talk about those people that have been told to wait so that their siblings can start making money and then taking good care of the family. Some of them will end up learning, starting up apprenticeship with someone somewhere, maybe learning a skill. Yes, some of them are they don't have a choice than to go learn up a skill just to be able to walk through life. And at the end of the day, don't forget we live in a part of the world where poverty is high and the cost of living is no child's play. Now let me paint this in reality. Black tax is a big deal here in Africa. And whether you like it or not, the parents that have stopped their life just so that you can have a life, they are looking up to you as an investment scheme. You at the same time, you are saddled with responsibility that you are not even ready for yet. Some of the time, the parents push so hard that your childhood is taken away from you so early that you start hustling too early. And then the things that you're supposed to learn at each stage, you may skip out on some, and your antenna may be channeled towards survival. And now in the world that we live in today, where crime rates are high, where it's easy for you to get influenced by the wrong things based on the fact that we all are on social media these days, and we see how we see what peer pressure can do to people. And it's always in our faces on social media. Every time you open the internet, you're seeing one young chap showing off money, showing off how he was able to get money. He won't even show you the process. He will only show you the end, spending money, lavishing money. You see the girls flaunting their lifestyles and all of that. And you are the one the whole family is looking up to take them out of poverty. It's a whole lot of responsibility. And I think that we really need to tone it down a little bit in Africa. Especially if you are the one the entire family gathered money for to leave Nigeria, to go abroad, to go start work or school and start hustling and making money. Sometimes you end up discovering that the whole money that you have is not yours. All right, so if you've been enjoying this, please kindly like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. So you discover that the money you have, even by the time you start making that money, you discover that that money is not even yours, especially those Africans in diaspora. They all left home with vast majority of the people that transitioned from Africa all across the world. Some of them left home with high hopes and expectation, and then before they get themselves into that geographical territory, into the system there, it takes a while before you know what is happening. Those back home are already hitting on you and making you feel like you are not trying. Everybody stopped, everybody borrowed money for you to just get out there. We have seen stories of people that have come from, the story is like a repetition. If you look at the great MMA heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, if you look at his story, you will see that black tax is a positive motivation, but in excess, it can actually drown you, because you can start taking irrational decisions, especially when you are pressured with your parents' upkeep, you are pressured with your siblings' upkeep, you are pressured with someone that has helped you at one point, a family member that had helped you at one point or the other when you were in your struggling state. So black tax sometimes can actually drain you, it can drown you, but if properly channeled and used, there is a way you can actually also outgive yourself. You can outgive yourself to the extent that you don't have any anymore. And then when that time comes, you look at yourself and you are blaming yourself for giving out to people. But don't forget that the family members also give out to you so that you can be at that advantaged point that you are currently. So, but now let's talk about it. Let's break it down like a layman on the street. Now, let's break it down in a typical Lagos, in a typical Nigeria, in a typical Africa currently. Starting up a life as a young man or as a young lady is a bit difficult. Looking at it from the point of view where we are in Nigeria, where the minimum wage is just 70,000 naira per month. That's just a little bit about $50 a month, and then you are expected to survive on that. Now your parents have taken the pain, the agony to stop their life, struggle through life, and put you through school so that you can become someone great in life. And then you finish, you eventually graduate and now start working, and let's say you're getting 100,000 naira. Guess what, guys? Surprise! The minimum apartment you can get, because I mean, if you want to lift people out of a ditch, you need to have some level of grip. So therefore, you need to have a place you are staying where you can actually think straight from. Now, let's say you want to get a space. You need a minimum of, currently on an average, let's say you want to get a room self-contained. You don't want to live the la creme de la creme life. You just want to be on the barest minimum. You can't get any room self-contained, a self-con, or you try to get a room parlor self-con. The minimum you can get for that is like 800k, a million naira. And then the cost of things that you put there to even start a life. Let's say you're an IT guy. You know how much a laptop costs. You know how much data costs. You know how much light costs. And you have just this little thing to start, these little things to start up and try and, begin to upscale gradually go from one job to the other. And if you are the one that wants to stay in the creative space and the pressure is coming from home, from people that are expecting from you, there is a point of that stuff pleases you. So if you look at it basically, to even start up a life as a young man in Nigeria and Africa, Lagos, is a bit difficult. Now, you are now saddled with the responsibility of paying your younger one's school fees, saddled with the responsibility of paying your parents' house rent. You have that responsibility. Before you know what is happening, you just, the first 10 years of your life will be, the first 10 years of your life will definitely go into trying to pay back these quote and unquote unwritten debts that you owe. But now, on the aspect of those that have to stop their life, that's the remaining siblings that did not go to school, that did not that are not privileged to have an advantage point to start life. Now, they to some extent begin to have this level of so they begin to have this level of entitlement that yes, my life paused because of you. I paused my life because of you. And there is no how there will be friction maybe when you are unable to turn up for them. I would not lie to you. I pity so many Africans in diaspora. They are really doing a whole lot to help the family back home. And we have seen it on Twitter. We see it on Facebook, where family members that are here, maybe someone sends you money that you did not work for from the diaspora, and then you come on Twitter or you come on social media to complain about the money that is too small. That's an entitlement spirit. Because if the money was easy to get, you don't need to ask someone for it. You should have gone to get it. So in all of my conversations right now, what I'm thinking in my head, so if we look at the impact of what black tax had cost, it can cause some financial strain. Because, part-time, we live in a time where you need to constantly keep upscaling. When it comes to your knowledge, you need to constantly keep upscaling when it comes to whatever tools you are working with. Maybe you are working with, you need to get some certifications, you need to do all of that. You need to constantly keep evolving. And some of the time, this evolving that you want so badly comes with financial implications. And then when you are saddled with the responsibility of too many people depending on you, chances are it can be draining. You can be lucky that your financial flow is so much that it can cater for everyone that has been there for you, especially in your family, putting them and helping them get to that advantage point where they also can start raising other people. There is this there is this general lifestyle in the lives of the Jewish people that I read about online some times ago, that I don't know how true it is, but the Jewish people are known for this. When one of them is migrating from a particular from their particular place to another place, when he gets there, he brings in another Jewish person. They begin to patronize each other's business, and when that person needs to upskill in terms of knowledge, they all collectively put in funds together to help that person upskill, and by so doing, increasing the economical value of that circle, of that family. You understand? So the same thing is applicable here in Africa, but most of the time we are always looking at it from the point of a triangle. You are the one that is financially free. You must take care of us. You must do this for us. You must do this for us. And at the point where you are, yeah, okay, let's say the person at the tip of the triangle have started doing stuff for those that are under at the lower part. By the time you also are getting up, now this is where the problem comes. Because you already have a dependent mentality, your ability to now begin to also help other people, you don't have that they don't always have that in their head at all, because they already have a dependent mentality. They are depending on this person that we all stopped our life for, so that this person can get to wherever he or she is today. So, but looking at this whole thing, for the African parent that always look at their children as a retirement plan, I understand that you have invested quite a whole lot, but I would want to humbly advise, maybe if it's needed, I humbly want to say that for the new generation of parents that are coming up, I think we really need to do better. We really need to work on our retirement plan. Our retirement plan shouldn't be our children. Our children shouldn't be our retirement plan. When children brings, it should be an addition. It shouldn't be the main retirement plan. So as much as we are building our children, as much as we are giving our children the best life, we should not lose ourselves in the process of parenting and in the process of trying to give them all, and then we are left with nothing. We should at least at some point pick up some little investment that we can actually benefit from as parents when we get old. And then as the receiver of of the parental youthful productivity, as the receiver of the finances, as the receiver of the great educational quality, I feel like I understand the pain that some people are feeling in diaspora currently. I feel like you are not appreciated enough. Even here in Africa, some of those that outgive themselves just because the family have given deep to their growth, I feel like you are not appreciated enough. But at the same time, I also want to say that if you are at that point, you need to have a balance of what you give. Don't outgive yourself. And because if you begin to outgive yourself, things that you need to save up for to upscale to the next level, you will discover that in little drops that's supposed to make your ocean, you are giving all the little drops out. And then by the time you need the ocean, you will definitely be in drought. Punchline. You will definitely be in drought at that point. So don't outgive yourself. Do your little best. And then for the remaining family members that are always looking up to say, yeah, our parent did this for you. Yeah, our uncle did this for you. You have to do this for us in return and all of that. I feel like the only straightforward thing I can say to such people is, I know that you are not the cause of your situation, but I feel like whatever situation you find yourself, nobody owes you anything. One has to make lemonade out of whatever it is, out of lemons, So basically what I'm saying is you have to make sure that you are not at disadvantaged. You are not disadvantaged, like you are not totally dependent on people. There are skill sets that you can learn, especially in this time and age where everything is on the internet. Every blessed thing is on the internet. You can learn anything online. So I humbly want to say that you learn a skill, learn how to make money from the skill, and try as much as possible to be financially independent. Whatever comes from anybody should just be an addition. And so that's it. Black tax The big deal of black tax is, if properly used, it can actually uplift family members from poverty. But if not properly used, it will stress you financially. Yes, so that is it on In and Out with Rubbertainer. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and let's continue this conversation on social media. And I also want to let you all know that in this month of August, there is something super happening in the world of the mixed martial arts, the MMA world. The biggest fight promotion in Africa is having their first ever lightweight belt competition, and it's happening in Abuja. My God, the African Knockout Show. Yes, so that fight, someone called for it and someone answered. Diata of the Senegalese will be facing my very good friend Mukisi from Angola. They'll be facing one another in Abuja. So on the next episode, I will definitely be talking MMA. You will see me in another dimension, another way. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and also drop your own perception. Drop your own ideas when it comes to these black stacks of a team. Do you think it should be abolished in African home? Do you think it's something that needs continuity? Do you think it's something that needs to be updated and rebranded so that it will suit this current day and time? And on that note, don't forget, I am still the best events host you can find on planet Earth, the best voiceover artist, and Africa's #1 ring announcer. We are also open to sponsorship. We are open to advert. The email address right on the screen. You can reach out to us for sponsorship, partnership, and then we can have it a go. This is my time on In and Out with Rubbertainer. Rubbertainer signing out.